I
I
live in
literally got demolished. I got my head bit off on social media for telling girls to stop going out the house with bonnets. Like it's literally sleepwear. Like it's in the house. Like
yo.
it's 2 p.m. Do
Kevin
your
Samuels
hair.
tried to tell him they ain't hear that shit.
I stopped
You
by a
only
Walmart.
wear it right before, like you sit on the bed and you're about to knock out, and you know that there
Listen,
is no action with your husband happening. Then you can wear it.
I live in a nice, affluent neighborhood. I've been here for years. We got Walmart, HEB, all this stuff out here. I forgot. Okay, I went into Houston last week. All right. And I stopped at the Walmart in the hood. The amount of bonnets and see-through, what do you call it? Stockings. Do y'all not understand that if your ass is wide, those stockings are see-through? I had to pick up my daughter and put my hand over her eyes because I didn't want her to see someone that looked like her outside looking that way. Like, yo, like, I applaud that principal in the Houston area that basically said you cannot drop your kids off or walk in my school with a damn bonnet on. I applaud that lady, and I hope they do that everywhere. I'm gonna open a small business. It might even be called Bonnets. Bonnets are banned. It's gonna be a restaurant. Bonnets are banned. Just to let you know that we a bougie ass restaurant.
That was
Okay.
a real thing. They said that women can't pick up their kids with bonnets
It
on.
was a female principal that said she was so tired, and she's in the city of Houston, Houston Independent School District. So a lot of hood schools
Madison,
in
I
there.
think.
She
She
was
said
tired of
if
seeing
you
that ghetto
drop,
ass shit.
yeah, she's a black female principal. It's like I'm tired of the way I'm being represented. You cannot drop your kid off. Meaning, if you try to get out the car and walk in this building, we're gonna turn your ass around. Take that
Ah,
damn bonnet off. You can't have on sleepwear, pajama
yes.
pants,
As they should.
slippers. Comb your damn hair before you bring your kid in here. I love that.
That's
They
the way
went
it is
nuts.
here.
I hate to see that
That's the
too,
way it is
especially
here. Like you have to dress properly to go to how do you call it? Parent school, something like reunion or meetings. I don't know how you call them,
Yeah,
but
parent teacher.
yeah, when you do those type of meetings, you have to wear like something, like even you have like the mom look that day. Like if you usually wear like comfortable clothes, like you're extra on that day, and everybody's so fancy and like trying to look nice. Here is a big thing.
no, I was just adding to the whole bonnet thing. I was thinking about how I see people in Walmart with pajamas on. That shit pisses me off. Like, why'd you walk out the house like that? You probably ain't brush your teeth. You probably ain't do shit. You just got
You know the
out and
worst.
came
You know
here
the
looking.
worst thing. Only thing worse than being a person with the bonnet on and the pajamas, being another black person while everybody looking at you like, do you condone this? Here's another one.
We don't stand with them.
God, I don't want to
That's
stand.
not
I
my
don't want to be
people.
black that day.
That's
I
not
want to
yeah,
look
that's
like
not my
Michael.
people right there.
God,
Definitely not. All right. Does anybody have anything we want to add?
Yes,
Oh,
because
go ahead, Valen.
I was talking about something else, but the last thing I wanted to say about the last clip that you played about that guy who was saying he didn't want marriage. I
Mm-hmm.
like that he's honest. Like most men are not gonna like he's upfront and telling you, like, yo, I don't want this. I'm like, okay, deuces. It's like easy to just run away from these people. They tell you upfront. And a lot of men
Right.
may not tell you with their words. They really may not, but they do tell you with their actions. So when they tell you with their actions, get out of there. Like I keep telling women, have patience, have patience, have patience. And the
Fact.
reason I say that is because don't settle for just less treatment and less than what you want just because you don't want to be single. And I think there okay, Mike, but I think there are a lot of shows
no,
like
I
this.
wasn't. There
No,
was
no,
literally like a.
no, not that. But what you said prior. I think there because
Right.
about the 30-year-old who was not married yet. There are a
Mhm.
lot of people that will say I'll just settle for anything because they have this fear mongery and the desperation, and I don't think that's healthy either. Like, listen, if you got to be patient and wait, don't just settle for anything because you don't want to be by yourself and then you end up divorced anyway. Like that's why we got a 50% divorce rate.
It
so
Can
happens a
I
so
lot
ask?
so
too.
yes,
It
let me
happens a
finish
lot
though.
too.
But so I'm just saying, like, if you need to have more patience, because I just wanted to add, when I was single for that long period of time, all the men that didn't want to wait and they went to go find easier targets, they always call me back. They always call me back. I'll just say it. It could have been 6 months later, a year later, whatever. They call me back because they couldn't find what they were looking for.
Oh, they had
And then,
a block on balance, huh?
they probably wanted, they like, oh, now I want to be serious. No, I'm not interested. So you really do have to have that patience to find the best fit and not just get married and be a part of that 50% divorce. Okay.
All right,
Indeed.
Cam.
I just wanted to ask, do you think that with being intentional with marriage and knowing what you want, and, dismissing those men that don't want marriage and don't want what you want, do you really think it takes 35 plus to find that man? Because I think, me personally, I think that, again, if you're being intentional and, again, we're dismissing the men that aren't showing me what I want, and, I full heartedly agree that you attract the person or men that are on your level and where you are in life, that it shouldn't take until 35. That sounds like a really long time to go through a vetting process. It just sounds like, I just think it shouldn't take that long. 35 just sounds like a really long time.
I think the comment said 30 years old. And just to respond to you, you could be engaged, right? And then that person ends up doing something crazy, end up in jail, and you single again. Like life, all I'm saying is life happens. And honestly, when I was, in my early 20s, Cam, I thought exactly like that. So I'm not saying you're wrong or right. I'm just saying that every situation is different. Hopefully you make good decisions when you're in your early 20s and you get the ring and you find the person that's on your level and you're willing to work with that person, even if they're not at six figures, even if they're not making 60,000. Like if you're willing to be that woman and build with your man, do it. Do it. That I agree with you there. But yeah.
Is the black man choosing to be single? Absolutely. He is. One of the reasons is because the woman he wants, i.e., primarily black women, we know that that's who black men want. You have to make yourself the best option. Not only that, men look at marriage now as a risk not worth taking. So you have to understand what you're up against. Be better than the risk he thinks he's taking. That woman it's inside of you. Whatever it's going to take to bring it out of you. Stop following the wrong master. If you want to be married, make friends with married women. Make friends with women who have done this for a very long time. Submit yourself to what they are saying and learning that craft. That is where your safety is. All right. Y'all are gonna you gotta exercise a little bit of foresight. And I know some of y'all are 30 and 25. Think about what you're going to want for yourself at 35, at 45. You're not going to be saying the same things you're saying today. Make those same adjustments quick. Submit yourself to that process and you will find prosperity. That man will fancy you worth taking that risk for. I promise you.
That's Trigger, everybody. Trigger, what day is your show?
All weekdays. I go
Oh,
hard.
all weekday, any day of
I
the
work
week.
like a
Catch my dude.
Nigerian, Jamaican,
That's
Mexican.
it. You heard him. Any day of the week. Any other ladies? Anybody have a solution? Yeah.
Just ladies, date with intention.
There
Don't
we go.
allow the man to just put you in a corner and tell you what you're going to be. Have those standards, stand on it, and don't give in. So you know what? Stand on your grounds, respect yourself, and that man will come and respect and appreciate you.
I agree with
Okay.
Court. And I want to add too that you could be in a long term relationship with a man for years in your early 20s, and then he decides, I'm not marrying you. And then guess what? You gotta start
Yeah.
all over. So that happens quite often. So you have to not waste your time. Be intentional. Be intentional 1,000%. And I also want to add that what you want at 20 is not what you want at 30, 40, 50. So I agree with Mike. You have to think long term. What do I want over the span of my life? Not what looks good at 25, because
Oh,
it ain't going to be the same in 10, 20 years at
uh,
all. You're going to think different. You're going to want different. You're going to want to live somewhere different. Okay. Everything's different. You're going to dress different. So you have to keep that in mind. Don't just think about the superficial things, materialistic things, and what looks good right now. Because everything looks good at 25, right? Everything's sparkly, muscles, cars. Like all those things are irrelevant when it comes to a long-term family and building that generational wealth, building a healthy family, and choose somebody who's going to stick through the hard times. So many people of this generation, they just give up so easily. They're like, I don't know, this is too hard. On to the next one. Nah, I don't like this. I got options on Instagram, girls in my DMs, men in
Serial
my
daters.
DMs. Yes, it's like, oh, this one's prettier. This one makes more money. Like, no. You really have to think, does this person have the character and integrity to make it through the long term life, real life? Like, if you don't have that, you don't have any foundation.